Good evening, one and all.
Going to bat first. Well, a bit of a surprise call. Can't see the benefit in batting in these conditions. And the bowlers will have a spring in their step.
Here we go with the first ball of the match. Nothing better than getting a match started and hearing the sound of leather on willow. The bowler and the slips have really gone up here. They like it. Bowl. Stunning delivery.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
Before that wicket, the new batter comes charging out to the crease. They're quick to take guard and face up. Patadar waited on that and guides it down to third. Fielder coming around may stop it before the boundary.
That showed great skill. Lovely timing. The boundary was the only place that ball was heading.
That last ball isn't something you want to repeat of. You don't want to be giving away easy runs. Stark with a huge appeal.
The trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end for someone with such batting skills. This one goes down as a fail.
Coming to the wicket, they'll be looking to play within the V early and expand as they get settled. Beats the field with a great shot. Over Bangalore, 9 for 2.
Errs on the side of bowling slightly fuller, and they've been put away.
Natarajan, the left-arm pace bowler, is coming into the attack from the pavilion end. Salt, stand and deliver. Holds the pose as the ball goes straight over the bowler. 6 more.
You give that much width and you are asking for trouble. That was so well timed, it flew over the boundary.
Patel, I don't think, will be too happy with their bowler at the moment. Shot, textbook pull shot, and that's racing away to the boundary. Brilliant.
Well, you can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
This delivery just needs to be pitched up on a length. Too short, and you're going to get punished on this pitch. Power and precision in that shot.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was no point chasing that.
I didn't feel there was too much wrong with that last delivery. They just need to keep the ball in the right areas and the rewards will come. got that away nicely.
That was a boundary the moment the ball left the bat. Can't time that any better. Perfection.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have to be very happy with that last shot.
Well, that was timed very, very well. Great shot, driven down the ground and flew over the boundary.
Playing all their shots in that over, a very expensive over.
Tremendous starts. Bowlers have been asking questions and they've answered with full honours.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Timing on that shot was just perfect. Brilliant shot. It was a boundary the moment it hit the bat.
Good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball. It'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
Left alone and easily through to the keeper.
Square cut, finds point, no run. 6 runs out of there. Bangalore a 38 for 2. The left arm unorthodox bowler is coming into the attack from the pavilion end. Nice shot, but straight to gully.
Hit that so hard. Pressed forward, got the body shape right and launched it. One for the textbook.
It's going a long way. What a shot.
Hit that one on the up. A fabulous drive for 6.
Do they they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder this delivery after the boundary. Finds the fielder with that shot. A big one, 12 runs out of there. Bangalore, a 50 for 2. The right-arm pace bowler is coming into the attack from the stadium end. Oh, that's 6. That's going right out of the ground. Livingston with a magnificent pull shot.
A fantastic shot off the back foot, really well timed. Everyone just had to stand, watch and admire.
The last one helped the scoring rate, making their intentions for this innings. Lovely cover drive, but straight to the extra cover fielder. Oh, whack! Pick the bones out of that. It's gone for a maximum.
That's just a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets onto the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key here. Couldn't get it through the field. Thick edge. Really playing all their shots that over. Very expensive. Patel, the left-arm orthodox bowler, is coming into the attack from the pavilion end. Solid shot. That's going for 4.
Didn't time it at all, but manages to get it away to the boundary.
I'd like to see them just aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms. Shot. Land back and punch through the gap in the offside, and that'll be 4.
Timing on that shot was just perfect. Brilliant shot. The boundary the moment it hit the bat.
Oh, that's a biggie. Oh, that is huge. All the way for a maximum. And it's gone many rows deep. Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket's going to come. Was quick onto that in the infield. Square cut, finds point, no run. Can't get that outside the ring field. End of the over, and what a beauty it was. Say what you want about the bowling, but you still have to hit them. Majestic batting. Natarajan, the left-arm pace bowler, is coming on to bowl from the stadium end. That's gone for 6. That is a huge one. Salt needs plenty from these bowlers.
Just missed the line. Not the worst delivery, but that was dispatched with interest. Everyone just watched that in awe.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length. Roundabout off stump. That'll force a mistake. And caught. That's just superb.
They've looked threatening but can't go on with the job. They'll be annoyed with themselves having gotten out after a start.
A difficult period as they come to the wicket. They'll take plenty of time to settle themselves in before facing their first ball. Straight to the fielder. Cuts that off well in the infield. End of the over. 7 off it. Bangalore are 87 for 3.
It's been non-stop action tonight. Every plan for the batters has been dismantled with almost a level of disdain.
The right armour is coming into the attack from the pavilion end. Oh boy, that's a maximum. I want to know how far that's gone. Came right off the meat of the bat.
Well, that's what you pay your entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Six more. Away she goes into the crowd. It's a big maximum as well.
Well, enough leverage there to get a good swing of the arms under it to get it over the rope.
Yeah, it can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes, though, you just got to accept it and move on. Oh, whack! Pick the bones out of that. It's gone for a maximum.
6, 6, 6. They've got 3 in a row now. Fabulous power, fabulous timing too. A good innings, that's 50. A simple raise of the bats. Thumbs up to their batting partner and they're ready to go again.
Can't afford to go too full again. It does help to switch up your deliveries, just to keep them guessing. Great shot, pulled straight to backward square leg though.
Well, what a lovely shot. It flew to the boundary. That's clearly not the type of delivery to be bowling here.
Boundary last ball. What's to come this delivery, I wonder. Oh, my word, that is huge. Middle, that's a monster of a shot.
Well, that was just textbook. Finds the space and power to lift that ball over the top, and it just keeps going. How will he reply?
"28 runs added in that over. Bangalore are 115 for 3.
Well, the captain's made every effort to try and curb this onslaught, but the batters have had answers for every question so far.
Yadav, the left-arm unorthodox bowler, is coming into the attack from the stadium end. That is huge, enormous, massive, gigantic. Take your pick.
The bowler watches that one go straight back over their head for 6. Brilliant shot.
Don't always mind getting hit for runs. What's important is just focus on getting the next delivery right. Oh, nicely done. That's gone fine. May well be 4.
Pushed onto the front foot and presented the full face of the bat.
Super batting at the moment. Back-to-back boundaries, putting the pressure right on the bowler. They've got to respond.
Shoulders, arms, and true to the wicketkeeper.
Big edge. They've gone up here. Time to keep the pressure on now. Great ball, that last one, to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot. Middled that one. Great time.
That was a boundary the moment the ball left the bat. Can't time that any better. Perfection.
That last ball isn't something you want to repeat of. You don't want to be giving away easy runs. Flex that one, simple as you like, inside the ring. Finds the middle, but won't find the boundary. Playing all their shots in that over, a very expensive over. Going with spin now.
New bowler into the attack.
Misses everything. Everyone's gone up.
As they head back to the pavilion, they'll be wishing they went about this innings a little differently. Not too much to speak of on the scoreboard. First ball for the batter, coming in.
Please give him a round of applause.
Goes for it, over cover and away it goes. Oh, all the way for 6. That's all class you're watching right there.
That's the start you want. Awesome shot, and it's flown over the boundary. 6 lost ball. How will the bowler reply?
Sharma goes large again. 2 maximums in a row. We're in for a treat here, I reckon.
Well, these are crucial deliveries. 12 from 2 balls, and maybe there's a bit of a momentum shift.
This delivery just needs to be pitched up on a length. Too short, and you're going to get punished on this pitch. Crunch. That's been middled again, and it'll be another maximum. Gee, this batter's going to need a heat pack on his shoulders. That's how hard they're swinging.
Barely seemed to hit that. Brilliant shot, got it up and over, all the way for 6.
Goes through. It's high in the air. Fielder coming around, but it looks like we'll carry.
Had a real flash at that one. Beautifully struck, too.
feel there was too much wrong with that last delivery. They just need to keep the ball in the right areas and the rewards will come. No. Terrible shot. This is a massive total. Really good hitting throughout the batting order. It's going to be a really tough ask to overhaul this score. This is a massive total to chase. You have to stay positive, but the openers are going to have to get at it straight away. There can't be any settling in.
Kumar coming in.
First ball, but didn't get anywhere near that one. On that nicely, good defence. Well, that's cut off nicely. 4 runs saved. Oh, boy, that's a maximum. I want to know how far that's gone. Came right off the meat of the bat.
Well, that's a waste of a delivery. Absolutely no trouble getting onto it and dispatching it for 6.
Du Plessis has gotten the big shot away this over. Now they can focus on playing the next ball on its merits. Beats the outside edge. Good bowling there. Square cut, finds point, no run. Onto the front foot, super shot, should be 4. End of the over, Delhi are 8 for none. Hazelwood, the right arm medium bowler, is coming into the attack from the pavilion end. Wow, that's missed a lot. A direct hit and this could be gone. Nearly gets the edge. Hazelwood with a great delivery there. That's got a flight number attached to it. That ball has gone a long, long way.
That's just silly. The power on that shot is incredible. That's the sort of shot you want to see at a cricket match. Can he come back with a dot ball?
Ticking the scoreboard over really nicely at the moment. Really wound up for that. Ball seemed to come onto the bat quicker than he thought. End of the over. 9 runs coming from it. Delhi 17 for none.
An excellent over by the batter, but the bowlers just reined them in a tad.
Drilled that one away.
Doesn't even wait to see if the ball's going to do anything. Onto the front foot, punches it away to the boundary.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have to be very happy with that last shot. Now the batter's made a bit of a meal of that delivery. Winds up but misses. Looks like they went a bit too early on that shot. Needs to be on target. Oh, great run out. Oh, simple run out.
Such a disappointment. A lot of people here at the ground would have been looking forward to seeing this innings. As it is, they've got to walk back, barely troubling the scorers.
Finds the fielder with that shot. Misses. That's a big chance gone begging. 8 runs added in that over. Delhi, 25 for 1. Sharma into the attack now from the pavilion end. Bangalore with a massive shout. Just might be a bit of a suspect review by the batter. I can't see this getting overturned.
Was there a bat on it? The fielders think there was. This could be trouble. Now, I didn't pick up on anything there. Very close to the bat, though.
Yeah, great decision by the umpire. Challenge wasn't successful.
2 down, the long walk back to the pavilion for them. This could be a huge swing of momentum.
Dug that out well. Doesn't beat the infield. Massive outside edge. End of a really good over. Gets a wicket and really slowing down the scoring pace. Dayal from the stadium end. Not the ideal way of handling that ball. Just got to follow up that last delivery. Found the edge, but no reward, but putting pressure on the batter. Great delivery, looked to be the slow ball.
That was a tremendous delivery. Fizzed through to the keeper. No more short balls this over.
Oh, wow. That is out of here. That could be out of the ground.
Showing that they mean business this innings. Barely seem to have got going and they're hitting sixes.
Patidar, I don't think, will be too happy with their bowler at the moment. Bowl. Stunning delivery.
So that's the third wicket down. Not a happy person walking off the field. There's a real feeling of disappointment. He's got their tail up.
is the new batter at number 5 for the Delhi Capitals. Please make him welcome.
Really good over. Takes a wicket and keeps it tight. Somehow they've got to find some boundaries. Sharma straight through them. Batter was late on that one.
A long walk back to the pavilion. This has not been a good knock. Not what you expect from someone of this quality.
Is the new batter at number 6. Please give
On that nicely, good defence. Was quick onto that in the infield. Ooh, misjudged that and takes a hit on the body. Sharma getting a wicket in that over. Really good bowling. There wasn't much on offer for the batters. Pandya, the left armour, is coming on to bowl from the stadium end. Drilled that one away.
It just looks so easy. Gets onto the front foot and eases through the ball. They can just stand and admire that shot.
Good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball. It'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond. Huge edge. Time to follow up after such a great delivery. Pitch it on length is obviously the way to go. That's the over and quite possibly the match. Good bowling to put a lot of pressure on the batters.
The required run rate is climbing. They're hovering around 6 to 7 and over. They need to start taking some risks.
Oh, yes. Oh, brilliant start. Opened the shoulder and lofted that over cover. That'll be 6 more.
Too much width, really. They're only asking for that to be hammered into the stands, and that is exactly what's happened.
Couldn't get it through the field. Needs to be on target. Could that be out? Looks like it. Oh, great run out.
Well, this is a fantastic wicket. Kept the runs down, really didn't get settled, and looked to be in trouble for most of the knock.
Massive outside edge. Let's just see if they can get that ball up into the slot as before. It's so crucial. You've got to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure. Misses. How did that not hit? End of the over. 9 runs coming from it. Delhi 50 for 5.
It's been a bit of a battle finding some big overs, but they worked the ball around nicely.
That's textbook perfect. A lovely drive through the covers. There was no need for the fielders to chase that.
Hazelwood shouldn't be too worried about that last ball. They've got them playing their shots. Just need to tighten their areas now. That looks gone.
They have the wicket they wanted. A huge blow. Patel gone for not many.
That's a long way to walk out there just to turn around and walk straight back. They'll just want to get this first run behind them and then push on. Five runs added in the over. Delhi 55 for 6. Livingston from the pavilion end. Seems to have misjudged that one. Ouch.
They really need a boundary, this ball.
Crash. Beautiful bowling.
Find themselves 7 wickets down. It's about now you need someone to stand up and stick around at the crease.
Coming into bat at number 9.
Thick edge. Collects that one, simple as you like inside the ring. Time to keep the pressure on now. Great ball, that last one, to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot.
Have to go for it now.
Misses everything.
Extremely comfortable win, just brilliant on so many levels. You can't compete with that level of skill shown.